Okay, so can we just agree that autumn fashion is the best fashion? I mean, the layerings, the coats, the shoes, the bag. It's like a personality reset for your wardrobe. So I've stalked the runways, the high street to see what's coming in so you don't have to. So let's talk about the biggest autumn trends for this autumn that you're going to see everywhere this year. Hi my lovelies, welcome back. And in today's video, I'm breaking down the autumn trends for 2025, the ones that you need to pay attention to. And some you may already have in your wardrobe from last season, which is fantastic. But there are some new trends that I've sneaked into the high street that I want to show you. So the way I've done this is that I've stalked the high streets and the runways and I've looked at what's been repeated. So then I know that's what they're bringing to the high street that customers would potentially buy. So the stuff on the runway has been filtered down to the high streets and I've put together some of the items that I think that a normal average customer would buy. Okay, first trend. It's the color red. It's that bright red. And when you're thinking of red, I know to me, red is associated to my school uniform that I used to have. It was like a red burgundy color and I really, really disliked it. But if you want to incorporate this kind of trend into your wardrobe, all you need to do is look at the accent colors that you could add in. If you're brave enough to wear the full outfit, there's a few selection of things that I've picked out that you may like. Every season has a favorite color. Last season, I felt like it was the browns. And if you've already, like me, are into your chocolate browns, then you're safe because all of that's going to be repeated this season. But there's another color that's coming in and that's the color red. Think of the red letterbox red. It's that bright red, or even think of like, what's his name? Donald Trump. Red tie, something like that. But if you're brave enough, you could wear the whole red color. If you're not, then accent colors work perfectly. So red doesn't have to be intimidating. It could all depend on your confidence level of how you want to wear your red. So here's some of the suggestions that I have for you. Places like H&M, Mango and Zara have already added their red little bits into their collection. Like this red mini skirt from H&M looks really, really chic. It's paired up with a white t-shirt and that's just a really good way to kind of wear the block color and make it look quite casual, and it's not too overbearing and it's so wearable. They've also got a red button down dress. It's quite trendy and the color's still that bright red, and I could see people wearing this more closer to Christmas parties and like dinner events. And then if you want to dip your toe into the color red, the best way to do it is either with a red clutch, which could look so beautiful and chic. Then you've got the red ballet pumps. Maybe they would work for you, or even better, some beautiful red earrings. This is more on the burgundy side, but it still gives off that trendy look. These earrings with a red bright lip would look so beautiful. I can't wait to wear this trend. If you want to go bold, then you've got options. A red tailored jumpsuit for an occasion. This is just the chef's kiss. This is so beautiful. Or a red oversized blazer with a simple white tank top and a pair of jeans. It still makes a statement, but without looking too much. And for an everyday styling, think of a blended red and white striped top. This is such a clever way to wear the color red. And this red knit laid under a camel coat or a red shirt tucked into your jeans, you're still getting that pop of color without feeling overwhelming about it. And then from the runways, designers like Valentino and Ferragamo have been leaning heavily into the red, which is why you'll see it trickling down into Zara, Mango and H&M. And if you feel like you want a little bit more styling inspo, the best thing to do is go into Pinterest and have a look how they style the red, because you get so many inspirations from there. And now for some styling tips. Now red pairs really well with camel and cream. And don't be afraid to wear the colour block with pink or orange. It all feels really modern and fresh and very on trend for 2025. So I feel like this trend probably pick up more closer to Christmas. I mean, why not? But if you're brave enough, you could wear the full red. Even like with accent, red nails, red lipstick, red earrings. Oh my goodness, that could just look so put together. Trend number 2 is slouchy bags. Now, when I talk about slouchy bags, I'm not talking about small, petite, like relaxed looking bags. I'm talking about big cushion-sized bags that you put under your arm. Now, they could even have handles or no handles, but they're literally like massive pillows that you put under your arm. I'm going to show you what I mean in one of these pictures here. So I am so here for it. They're soft, unstructured, and they just give off this relaxed, luxurious look. And they instantly make your outfit look that much more glamorous. So it's very 80s inspired, and the way you wear the bag is key. They're usually just tucked under the arm, almost like a massive clutch, but far more comfortable. So on the designer side, brands like Totem, The Row, they've all incorporated this so elegantly. So Totem have this beautiful brown suede slouchy bag this season, and it feels so elevated. Bottega Veneta also have one, and it's a strong shoulder bag but in brown. It's easily worn under the arm too. It's a perfect blend for structure and softness, and especially when you're into just minimalism. And these bags are very, very functional. If you're the kind of person that takes everything around with you, this is ideal. The good news is that you don't really have to go down the designer route to have this trend. The high street have jumped straight into it. Zara have an oversized quilted clutch, and it looks super luxe for the price. So Mango at the moment are doing these beautiful suede bags that have these earthy, rich autumn tones to them. H&M also have these soft leather bags that give the same slouchy designer vibe but the fraction of the cost. So the way to style these bags for a casual look, just throw them under your arm with pairing up with just straight leg jeans, a crisp white shirt and some loafers. It looks relaxed but still quite polished. And for more of a office chic look, you can opt for a smaller size slouchy bag with a blazer, tailored trousers for that clean professional look. And for evenings, I feel like the oversized clutch creates a little bit more of a drama when paired with a minimal black dress or a sleek jumpsuit. So that's why I love this trend. It's so versatile, it's functional. You can carry your whole life in it. And that slouchy bag under your arm makes a statement piece. It looks quite elevated when you put it against a simple outfit. And it's just that I threw it on energy. It looks really expensive, looks on trend, and it's literally just as if you're hugging a big pillow, but it makes fashion. Okay, trend number 3. Now this is my favorite. I love outerwear. I think if you've got a really good piece of outerwear, it doesn't really matter what you've got underneath. It's more about the outerwear for autumn and winter. So on the runway, they've got super long coats, but they're so long, it's practically like grazing the floor. But the high street have done a bit more of a practical version of those coats. They're more ankle length, but the key thing is that the coat has to be long enough to cover everything that you've got on underneath. So if you've got a long skirt on and your coat's a little bit higher than that, it doesn't quite give off that look. So the coats have to be long length. And I know some of the coats in some of the stores that I've seen so far don't really make it down to the ankle, which is a shame. But the more elongated it is, the more longer the coat is, the more elevated that you look. Now, we saw capes last season and they're making a comeback this season, but the only difference is that the capes and the scarves wrapped around them are so oversized and big. And what I love about this, it's instantly a really polished look. And the designer that comes to mind on this is Victoria Beckham. She does it so well. Her coats are so streamlined, minimal, and always give off that effortlessly put together vibe. So the way to style a long coat for an everyday look is like a chunky knit underneath, ankle boots for that effortlessly off-duty look. And if you wanted a bit more of a polished look for work, you could wear it over your tailored trousers or your pencil skirt. And it just keeps the silhouette quite nice and clean. And for the evening, you could pair it up with a slip dress. You could wear whatever you want underneath and then you're covered with your coat. And then you could even wear it with skirts and dresses. It's just endless how you can style long coats. So you've got brilliant options on the high street. Zara always have these nice long silhouette coats and they do it really, really well without the price tag. Manga also have some great quality coats as well, perfect for layering. H&M Premium Collection have great tailored maxi coats in camel and black, and they're not that expensive either, but they do give off that expensive look. Okay, so now for trend number 4, it's animal print. Every season you'll get an animal print, but they vary from time to time. You could get leopard print, you could get ostrich, you can get zebra print. There's all different ones. But for this year, it's more leopard, snake and zebra prints that are being used for statement pieces rather than head to toe looks. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of animal print. I feel like it can be a little bit overpowering, but I do feel that you can wear this trend without it looking too overwhelming or too bold. But accessories is your safest entry point. So you could do a leopard print clutch, a snakeskin belt, or even a bag. Once it's put together with an outfit, it can make a neutral outfit pop. So you could either wear this as a blouse with straight leg jeans and loafers. For evening, you could have like snake print high heels with an all black outfit. For workwear, you could wear a muted animal print layered on a crisp white t-shirt or trousers, and if that was too much, then you could either get away with like a scarf, a belt, or a small bag. So on the designer side, Robert Caviali and Dolce & Gabbana always bring animal print into their collection in such a glamorous but minimal way. But for the high street, Zara have this chic leopard print skirt with shoes that feel wearable, and then Mango has these snake print blouses and belts. And H&M have this really lovely animal printed dress that you could wear layered up under a coat or blazer. The key to animal print this season is, instead of going head to toe, treat it like a neutral accent. Pair it up with camels or creams or blacks. That way it's muted down, and then you can wear the trend without it overtaking your whole outfit. Now, this next trend is huge for autumn 2025. It's not just for shoes anymore. We're seeing it across coats, bags, skirts, even accessories. The textures are rich and a little bit more luxurious. On the runway, we've seen Isabel Marant, YSL, showcase suede in long trench coats, boots, and soft tote bags. I feel like the texture really softens the outfit and makes the even simplest outfit look so much more elevated. I feel like this one is an easy trend to wear. H&M have already brought in loads of suede stuff. So they've got this gorgeous chocolate brown coat, like a mid-length coat, but it's more like a light wear coat. Suede, absolutely gorgeous. And I feel like you could pair that up with denim with a chunky knit, and that could be your autumn uniform. It's so easy to wear, and everyone can find suede in any way that suits them. You could get the knee-high suede boots, and if you wanted to incorporate that in a skirt, you've got loads of suede long length, mid-length skirts, and you could pair that up with chunky knits and suede boots if you want to. It's very much of a 70s look. Even with accessories, you could go crazy with all these beautiful suede bags that are out there, suede belts, and I feel like the texture of the suede and the material, it's so versatile that you could pair it up with different materials. So I feel like the high street is doing this really, really well. Zara, Mango, and H&M in the premium collection have great suede boots, jackets, and coats, even bomber jackets that can look really, really relaxed and casual and so much more affordable. And I feel like the beauty of suede, it's both classic and trendy. It gives the 70s vintage vibe, but when styled right, it feels super modern. Suede is a little bit more harder to wear because we're in London, it rains constantly. So I feel like the best way to wear it is probably not suede boots, but maybe jackets, coats, bags, and definitely belts. I feel like suede always gives off this 70s vintage vibe, and it's so easily incorporated into your wardrobe. I just wish it didn't rain so much in London so we could wear our suede boots all the time. So the next trend is slouchy ruffled boots. So we're not looking at structure this time. This is so much more relaxed. H&M had this beautiful brown pair. I think I showed it in one of my videos last year, but I'm so glad I got it. It's small kiss and heel, easily wearable, and they're suede. So I get to do two trends in one. So boots generally are the start of autumn, but this year, because they're so slouchy and relaxed style, it gives off this softness and effortless style. If you've got skinny ankles like I do, I love the fact that the ruffles just come down and you can't see the silhouette of your legs. So the fact that it just softens up the whole look, I feel like this trend is so dramatic, but it's still wearable. They look great with the super long coats, oversized knits, even dresses. And because the relaxed shape of the boots, it balances out the bigger layered silhouettes. So how I would style this is that I've still kept hold of my skinny jeans because I need those to fit into my boots. You can't do that with wide legs, obviously. So skinny jeans with the boots over there with a big, thick, chunky net. And if you wanted to, put that belt around it so that it sinks your waist. They're paired really great with dresses, with midi skirts. And for the evening, you could go for more of a sleek midi dress with a bit more of a textured edge with the boots. And then on the designer side, Brands like Isabel Marant and Saint Laurent are always big on slouchy boots, especially in suede. It just adds this exaggerated version of extra drama. If you didn't want that and you wanted something a little bit more muted, then Zara have these great pointed super luxe pair of boots. Mango do great boots all year round with that taupey brownie chocolate colours, and H&M have these budget friendly that give off the same look without the price tag. This is probably one of the trends I definitely would get behind because I love a great pair of boots. So what do you think about the trends? Which one are you going to wear? Personally, I love the long coats, the slouchy bags and boots, and the belts. I already have these trends sitting in my wardrobe, which is great. It just means that I don't really have to go out and buy a lot of the trend. If you enjoy this autumn trend breakdown, then please do subscribe. It really does help my channel. My upcoming video will be Pinterest inspired autumn outfits, so stay tuned for that.